favorite is helping people to become healthy, helping people to realize that eating more food is actually not bad, especially females. I have so many females that come to me and they're eating so little. And I just think, how do you expect that your body's going to thrive off of that?
I find as I eat a ton, and whenever I post photos of my meals, people are always like, that's your only meal, right? Is that you do OMAD, right? And I'm like, no, this is like one of several in a day. Like has to be at least double this, like minimum. And it makes me sad when I hear comments like that, or when I see people who are like, this is my OMAD, and it's like this tiny little plate. Because you definitely can. I'm someone who likes to eat a lot. Maybe not everyone does, but if you do like to eat, then it's a bonus to live like an active lifestyle with it, but knowing that you can as well. It's just more so adjusting what you're eating.
Yes. Yeah, totally. And that's the thing is I get in a lot of calories, but I get it in from whole nutritious foods, and my body's actually putting them to use rather than storing it or excreting it. And then you have to like put those calories to use and move that body and in whatever way works best for you. It could be a walk 3 times a day, or it could be, whatever is going to work for your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding. And I think a lot of people have that misconception of when they follow someone who does bodybuilding, or when they hire someone that does that or CrossFit, that person is all about that one thing. And it's really, if you're starting from ground zero, it's just about movement and putting those calories to use and putting that good nutritious food to use and getting those hormones to a healthy place and getting that metabolism to a healthy place. And I think that's just health first, and then fitness and building your physique comes second.
Yeah, one thing I love too is how it's becoming more trendy for women to have bigger, more muscled, defined physiques. I remember, like, I used to work out quite a bit, like when I was in college, and I was always like scared of getting like too big muscles, which is like, it's so funny. It's that cliche of women are like, I don't want to get too big. And, it's so different now, and the things have changed so much, and it's really cool to see. And it's really empowering to feel like, well, you can get big and you can take up space. And I think that's really cool that we've seen a little bit of that shift.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. And I think a lot of people are still, a lot of women are still kind of intimidated by the, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get bulky. I am one of those that tries to, like I like the muscle look. I mean, not for everyone, but for myself. Like I like to build myself, and I try. And so if I could get a little bit more defined in certain areas, I definitely would. I try to make strides towards that every single day, but it's not as easy as it seems to, get bulky as some people are fearful of. But right. It's a lot of work. It's so hard to go in, day out. So you're not going to get bulky all of a sudden. But I do love that people are becoming to realize that like a fuller, healthy, kind of fit body type is okay as well. I mean, it's totally fine to have whatever body type you want, but I love that kind of fit, thick, healthy it's making a comeback.
Absolutely. If you have some tips for listeners on, building muscle, what are some of your tips maybe for beginners, people like me, people who are listening who have never really done like a actual bodybuilding or fitness? What would you recommend to people when they're starting out?
Okay, so just remember it was only 4 years ago that I started. So I feel like it's fresh on my mind. So I guess when I first started, I was super intimidated. I was intimidated by the other people in the gym, and so much so that I literally set my alarm for midnight, and I would get up and go in the middle of the night. I had a 24-hour gym membership, and it was ridiculous. And now I look back, I'm like, why was I so insecure, But just know that most people who are in there are in there to work on themselves as well. And if they are, if they have a physique that maybe you aspire to have or that you admire, they're usually willing to help you. So if you have any questions, like feel free to ask people, because people are usually willing to, eating and lifting for the first time, or even just getting active, I would just make sure that you're eating plenty, getting a proper amount of protein for your body, and don't be afraid of the fat. The fat is what's going to give you the energy to go in and do that work. So don't be afraid of that. And
you know, we're always told like lower weights, more reps versus like lifting heavy. Like that to me looks scary. Like when I see women lifting these massive weights, I'm like, I would hurt myself. Like that, I'm gonna hurt myself if I do that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
yeah, that's a great question. So I just heard a woman say this the other day, and I really loved it. She said, women should not do anything different than men. And there are people out there who will completely disagree, but or lift at least the same way as men. And there are people out there who will disagree, but I've like emulated what Robert has done in his workouts, and it has worked extremely well for me. And I feel great. And when I was going through kind of healing my hormones and such, I backed off of my workouts a little bit, but it wasn't because I was going too intensely or going too heavy. It was just my body was going through something and I needed to give it a rest. But I am one of those ones that will just go in and lift heavy. Now, lifting heavy does not mean that you have to go in and do a 300-pound deadlift. It just means that you have to go in and do what's challenging for you. So if I am out there lifting, 30 pounds, there could be someone right next to me doing the same exact movement, doing 50 pounds, and I shouldn't feel any less than because I can't lift the 50 pounds, because 30 pounds is heavy to me and I'm still challenging myself. What I like to start doing is just start with a lighter weight and what you feel confident with, and try and do a certain amount of reps, like start with 10 reps, and then the next set try and go up in weight. So if you start with 10 pounds, then the next set go up to 15. See how many you can get done. If you can do 10, great. Then you go on to the next set of weights, and you keep going up until you can't hit 10 anymore, and then you know where your challenge spot is. So that would be my kind of go-to, and just slowly adding in the weights. You don't have to go in there and go crazy with it. Just start with light, start with the light, but in that workout, try and go a little bit heavier each set that you do.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. That just try to get to a good set in, and then if you're struggling to finish that 10th one or whatever, then you need to like maybe work there before you go to the next one. And
yeah,
it sounds like you just want to be making consistent progress. It doesn't matter how heavy you're lifting, but just the progress.
Right. Yep. Totally. Yes.
That's awesome. And what would you recommend? I mean, for people who are listening who say they're doing keto, is there anything they may be doing keto, maybe doing carnivore? Is there anything specific that you would tell them that would help them with their workouts? It sounds like they're doing carnivore, they probably have protein covered. But with keto, do you see any issues with people training with the way that people approach keto in different ways?
Yeah. So my biggest thing is making sure that you're getting enough food, and you're getting your food from proteins and from fats, and I don't find it necessary to get it from the carbs. Some people do incorporate carbs or carb refeeds or whatever. I'm not a big supporter of that. I don't know how else to say it. I just prefer not to. I prefer to keep what has been toxic to my body. I prefer to keep it out. I just don't have a need for it. So making sure that you're eating enough food, that you're getting a proper amount of protein and proper amount of fat. And then also I make sure that I am substituting with electrolytes and making sure to get plenty of water, because when you are working out, you are probably sweating a lot more. You're putting a lot more out. So you need to be replenishing all of that as well. And I notice that if I feel a drop in energy or something like that, if I just take a little bit of salt and put it under my tongue, or just, swallow it in my water, or, there's like other electrolyte powders and things you can add to your drink. Drinking that intra workout is going to be really beneficial and very helpful, I think, to keep that energy going throughout the workout without having to eat pre or post, or, watch your meal plans or meal timing.
Now, what's a typical day of keto eating like for you, and with regards to your workout timing and electrolytes too?
Yeah.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to try out keto with me as your coach and guide, you can go to ketogenicgirl.com. I have all the meal plans and coaching programs available there, and I would love to help guide you to get the results that you want to see. So until the next episode, I'm wishing you a fat-fueled rest of your day. Bye for now.